Hello everyone, my name is Gabriela Azevedo and I'm going to be giving out 5 recommendations on what you should consider and recommend on doing when you are in Dr. Graham's public speaking class. At first I didn't know whether I should have actually stayed in Dr. Graham's public speaking class in the beginning because it felt too hard. I didn't know if I was really going to need this class for the future, whether it was going to help me or not. But every time I did quizzes, assignments, presentations, and homework, I've actually grown and have really learned from his skills on how this can perfect me in the future, whether it came to jobs, interviews, or just talking in front of a crowd. The 5 recommendations that I'm going to suggest to you is that you watch Dr. Graham's videos that he provides for you over and over again. For me, when it comes to teachers, I have to record them sometimes because I can't process all the information by myself and then go home later. But with him having small videos on breaking down everything that he wants you to succeed in has been very helpful for me, and I've actually grown from it. And going back to look at it has really helped me out throughout this class. And if I didn't have those videos that he provided for everyone in this class, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have ended with a high score in public speaking. The second recommendation that I suggest to you is to go back to see if you finished all your assignments in the class. So he has a couple assignments / homework that are 3 days worth. In the beginning, I didn't really get it at first, and frankly, I got a few low scores on some of those assignments that really affected my grade. If I listened or read the instructions carefully, I would have been able to end this class with a very, very high grade. But doing so, I probably will either end up with a B plus or an A minus in the class. I would suggest that you make sure that you go back and look at all the assignments that he has provided for the week to make sure that you have done all of them. He has a couple that are 3 days worth. Go back and always check those, and you will definitely succeed in his class with a very high grade. On the third recommendation, always ask questions on homework or quizzes. I suggest this to you because he will help you out to his most successful and knowledgeable way. When it came to me asking questions about whether I did this sort of homework right, he would even have me call him on the phone when he was on the golf court. He is a person who loves golf and will always do golf almost every single day, including in the morning. When he told me that he wanted to call me personally to make sure that I understood how to do my homework correctly, I was in complete shock because that is the first time that anyone has ever done something that he is willing or she is willing to outdo and outgo for any students to make sure that they succeed in an assignment or a quiz to make sure they get a good grade in the class. Doing that really made him one of my favorite college teachers now of all time because of how much he has cared for his students to succeed in his class and to make sure that they get the grade that they deserve. It has been a great experience, and with doing that, I've also asked him a couple questions on assignments, quizzes to make sure that I'm doing them right, to make sure I go back and look at them, has been extremely helpful. I also suggest for the fourth recommendation is that you do your homework early. The reason why is because he gives you quite a bit of homework that lasts through the week, but mostly has a lot of them on Sundays. I would suggest doing a lot of them on the weekdays so you don't cram them all up on the weekends where you can't even really do anything and not even have fun during that time. And plus, do not do it on the day of at the very end because it will cram everything up. You won't get as good grades as you think, and it will be completely stressful and it will be mind-boggling about it. The fifth one that I suggest is that you take your time on the quizzes. Take your time on the quizzes because if you do, you will get a good grade out of the outcome of it. The reason why I say this is because if you rush through these quizzes, you are definitely going to have your grade low and quickly as possible. I took his quizzes and mostly got 10 out of 10, but there was a couple where I got 9 or 8, and it upset me so much because I could have gotten those answers right if I just went back and double checked and looked at them before I submitted. It brought my grade down so quickly, and it was so hard to bring my grade back up to a higher one, which made me so frustrated. And I just wish I went back and looked at my answers to make sure I knew that 100% that those were the ones that I wanted to submit into the quiz. So I suggest to you that you look back and see if you have any errors that you want to correct before you submit. Those are the 5 recommendations that I suggest to you. Also, be sure that you ask him any questions that you want in this class. It doesn't matter if it's dumb or if it's not very intelligible. He will take any question and he will help you throughout it as best as he can. He won't stop until you fully understand everything that you do. I suggest all of these recommendations to you because he is a great teacher. I suggest that you take his class because it will actually help you throughout all your years in college when you're presenting or with job interviews like I suggested. He's a very good teacher and he is now one of my favorites, and I recommend that you follow all these steps to succeed in his public speaking class. Thank you.